All right, we are finished. Hopefully this Integra is now saved from the junkyard. In this last video for the restoration, so to speak, I wanted to go through exactly what I did to the car, all the maintenance that's been done to it. I think it's in pretty darn good condition considering where it started, and just finish everything up. As you can see behind me, I did get the front emblem on, which was the finishing touch to the car. I'm happy to be done with this chapter. There's certainly trying times dealing with the secondhand market, trying to find parts, trying to get parts, trying to have the parts shipped out after you've paid for them. I'm glad it's coming to a close here, and I think the Integra is happy for it. So we're gonna head out, we're gonna go get some gas in the car. Figured it'd be a good time to do it before gas prices get any higher, and we'll walk through everything else that's been done. All right, replacing the cam plug. So took off the valve cover. Everything looked phenomenal inside the engine, as it should be. Got everything off, and as you can see here, the original cam plug did not even have a rubber gasket on it, so no wonder it was leaking. Was able to finally put this front emblem on and finish the car off. Okay, let's get this party started. So starting in the engine bay, of course, new battery, got that from Costco, and ended up getting a new battery stay from Acura. The original one was flaking off, it was rusted, it looked horrible. So that was actually the first purchase. Then of course the distributor replacement, which ended up fixing the running problem. Brand new brake master cylinder. It wasn't too hard to put in, which was certainly a nice update with the pedal feel. Of course, new fluids. Ended up swapping out the manual transmission fluid. As you can see here, everything is nice and fresh directly from Acura. Rounding out the engine bay, new coolant. Obviously did a coolant flush when I ended up replacing the OEM thermostat, which I'll show you here in just a moment. Coolant's nice and full. Of course, all the other fluids were swapped out too. Replaced the engine oil. Thankfully, no more leaks now, thanks to the replaced cam seal, which now has 0 leaks, as you can see here. Nice and dry. So moving on, of course, new NGK spark plug wires, new valve cover gasket kit, new O-rings, new spark plugs. All that was replaced here in the last, 2 weeks, I guess. Everything nice and tight. Of course, new rings on everything from the gasket kit. That was actually pretty fun to put on. Moved over the ground there to the correct placement. New power steering fluid. The air conditioning is fully charged and works perfect. Of course, new OEM thermostat, which we replaced and fixed the heating issues for the HVAC control. Replaced the hood prop stay there, so I actually have a place to set the hood prop when it's down. Refresh the cowl, new OEM wiper blades, refresh the wipers. They look brand new, which looks great, and of course the hood is completely clear. So here's an update to all the maintenance that's been done. Of course, timing belt, water pump, all the accessory belts with them. Did the new clutch, the distributor. The brakes were done in the same time in 2011, which was roughly 16,000, 17,000 miles ago. Distributor, All the fluids replaced, the updated suspension, brand new tires, fixed the engine cam plug. So everything on this thing, on the car, is ready to roll. So let's move to the trunk here. As I pop open the trunk, of course, everything works. Everything is shampooed and completely clean inside. Ended up putting on a new seal here for the rear hatch. This is a donor from the junkyard, so it's not perfect, but it certainly is in much better condition than the other one that was tore up. So this one at least is sealed. This is about the worst of it. But yeah, it's nice and pliable. Everything has Shinichi grease on it from the S2000. I still have one of those containers, and they seem like they last a lifetime. So, of course, the one-time use plugs are put back in. These things are not cheap, but everything is back as it should be. Moving on to the driver's door. Of course, we replaced the seal around the door. Again, this is a donor from the junkyard. Substantially better condition than what was there. At least everything is sealed up now and of course greased. And the new door panel directly from Acura. Passenger side similar, of course not new door panel because I got the last one in Acura's parts warehouse, but certainly an upgrade to what was in there before. It's clean, it's a GSR door panel, just a small little nick here at the bottom, but it also has a new seal as well. Again, a donor. Moving on here, we're going to end up swapping to suspension. So of course, GSR wheels, brand new tires. Suspension was a large overhaul. So we did new ball joints, obviously the Coney orange with Swift springs, brand new axles, both axles, inner and outer tie rods, sway and bushings, additional sway bushings, the tie rod locks, the dust covers, the boots, the rod clips, everything replaced. Ended up switching to the back here and replaced all of the bushings on the rear sway bar, and of course updated the suspension and back as well. I wish that this ended up completely quieting the suspension. Unfortunately, it is still a little squeaky at times going over certain things, but you know, I guess that's an inherent thing with the Integra. So I can't complain too much. Everything is in great condition and it feels really tight, which was a really nice surprise. Like, it feels fun to drive. Switching to the body, of course, the great thing about the update was the 98 Plus front bumper, brand new, directly from Acura. Of course, OEM headlights, OEM turn signals, they are not brand new, but they are in like new condition. So that was an amazing, expensive find. I was really proud to get a brand new glass windshield on here, and that was not cheap either, but the old one was 26, 27 years old. I was able to get new side molding directly from Acura to complete the replacement, and the brand new windshield is phenomenal to see through. I can't believe what a change it was. Even though the other one wasn't really broken or cracked, it's a complete change for the viewability out of the car. So moving on, as you saw in one of the last videos, replace this piece underneath the glass window. That was really expensive, but man, did it update the look. And then moving downside here, ended up getting the 98 Plus taillights from a donor car. The all red, completely sealed taillights along with the donor bumper really complete the look of the update. Now, keep in mind, the bumper is not new. It was certainly a donor, and it has its fair amount of blemishes with it, but it looks phenomenal. It's leaps and bounds better than what was there before. So I cannot be more happier with how this thing turned out. Of course, the body's straight. The last piece to this was I ended up taking the doors off and replacing the door hinges. They were just a little wobbly, and replacing the door hinges completely tightened it up. So no more wind noise, completely sealed cabin. It's really tight. It feels like a brand new car. All right, let's hop inside here. So, of course, GSR seats in almost brand new condition. That was a phenomenal find. And of course, a lot more options to raise and lower the seat with those. Replaced the thumb there on the e-brake, the thumb button. Upgraded to a GSR leather center console, which wears much better on your elbow and feels much better. Inexpensive doubled in, no qualms about that. Definitely was a test and it works great. So I'm really happy with the doubled in. Of Of course, two-way paging alarm system. Every single bulb in this center stack works, which you guys saw all the replacements. And finishing it out, bulbs behind the gauge cluster are active. So at this point, we have upgraded speakers, sound system's legit. We're ready to roll.